everybody. Welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. I'm Naomi, your host, and I just realized I was hoping that I would switch to another microphone, so let me see if I can do that and if it will register, because I've been really wanting this other microphone to do a good job, but I know it's been kind of dodgy with regard to some of the streaming software, so I'm going to give it a go. I'm sorry I'm late. I was in another meeting and it still was going when I left. All right, let me see. Let's see if this works. Okay, I'm going to guess that this is working. So we're going to roll with this cuz I see audio going out and oh, hey, how are you doing, Steven? Can you hear me okay? Because I wanted to make sure because I switched my audio a little bit. Let me double check that it's going through my Yeti, which is off screen. So I'm still trying things out, and I really like this Yeti microphone, but it's been a little dodgy. So I'm going to keep trying, and hopefully that it will work. So thank you for joining, Stephen. I appreciate it. And I was just mentioning that I'm a little late today because I was on another meeting that started at 7, and I thought it would be done by 9. And it would still give me a few minutes, but they went over. So I just told them, I gotta go, sorry. But I think what's great about having this kind of medium that we have for broadcasting, that pretty much we have individuals broadcasting news on their own. And I think that's amazing part of disseminating information in a variety of ways and hearing different voices. I'm going to turn this music down a little bit. In fact, I may turn it off for this next piece because I do want to talk about something which is really serious at the moment. And I've been reading a lot of articles about violence against Asian Americans. And as you know, I'm part Japanese American, part Chinese American, and also a little bit of Maori or Polynesian thrown in there somewhere, possibly Korean. It doesn't matter. I identify with the Asian American and Pacific Islander communities. And what's really been troubling is that because of this pandemic, people have been accusing anybody of Asian descent as being the people responsible for this pandemic, and people are releasing their anger by abusing people in the streets. You've heard of elderly people being thrown to the ground. I just read this article about this man in Chapel Hill who had been approached by 3 individuals and had been beaten up and received a skull fracture. And most recently, you probably heard about the women in Atlanta who have lost their lives to a gunman. And this goes back to, for me, I have been very blessed that I have not witnessed that kind of violence towards myself. I think that there's a lot to be said about people acting out their frustrations in this way. And that what we all need to do is remember that we have good intentions. All of us have good intentions. And I think that we're being misguided by whether it's the media or different kinds of groups who want to place blame on somebody with regard to what we're facing. I feel very blessed to be in Washington State. I have not felt any type of violence or anger towards me specifically. Maybe I'm because I'm in my own little bubble too. I don't go out very much, so it might be that. But I do want to express that what we need to do is come together in solidarity. And if you see something like this happening, then there's a phrase about just sitting back and being a witness to it is really not doing enough. And there is a really great commercial, and I'm trying to remember who has sponsored it, but it talks about women who are harassed on a train, and that people are observing this around them, and then they decide to intervene. And they don't have to do much to intervene. So, for example, there's a scene where this one woman is being approached by a man, and one of the things that happens is that this woman observes this and she kind of comes in and stops it. Okay, so Christopher is saying you can't hear me. All right, so let me just check. Can you hear me now, Christopher? Can you hear me? It's like, I was so excited that this microphone was working. All right, I'm going to try this again. Can you hear me, Christopher? Because he said, "What did you say?" So now I'm getting concerned. Maybe I should switch to the other microphone. And I was on a roll too. I was on a roll. Okay, so I'm gonna wait to hear from Christopher. Please let me know if you can hear me. As my microphone is saying it's being registered by the system. Okay, so you can hear me. Okay, so I don't understand when you asked what did you say. So I think one of the things that I might have to do in the future, and I was doing this off the cuff, honestly, about saying about what we need to be concerned about. But people have been asking me to say something. So I want to say that I feel very blessed. I have not I've not been harassed in any way in Washington State. I do know that people in the South, you can hear me now. Okay. Now see, that's that's concerning to me because I'm wondering if my mic is not working properly. Okay, I will have to go back and watch the clip. But I have not had any of this kind of experience here in Washington State. I've been in Washington now for a little over a year. I have not felt this way in California when I lived there. And when I lived in North Carolina, there have been some instances where people maybe misunderstood my culture, but it wasn't as if people were violent towards me. But that was 4 years ago when I lived in Charlotte. So I think times have changed dramatically. I mean, if you think about what's happened with this pandemic, everybody's on edge. So my suggestion to everyone is before you think about violence towards anybody, remember that people who are living in the United States who are of Asian descent, we are Americans as well. And we also feel the same types of frustration about having to go through this pandemic. I mean, having to wear a mask wherever you go, having to, be careful in washing your hands and putting on, any kind of antiseptics. I mean, that's not something that anybody had planned to do during this time. So I just wanted to say, for those of you who've expressed concern for me, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I think that a lot of people have been very kind in asking me about, how do I feel about this, and, have I been affected by it? And I have to say I'm very thankful to be living in Washington State. We have a very strong Asian American community here. I haven't felt this way, even in my own neighborhood here. I haven't felt not accepted. And I'm very grateful for that. Okay, so anyway, so today I'm going to segue over to, we're going to do a rebrick again of the Mighty Dinosaurs set. Today's been a long day for me, so I'm going to keep this as a fairly, medium-sized stream. Usually I stream for 2 to 3 hours when I do a live session, but I think for today what I may do is just do something a little bit different. Still a little bit of live building, but also just, thinking about what can I do to also streamline these a little bit. I have fun, honestly, doing these longer streams, but I also know that it might be, something that not everybody can hang out for. So don't be surprised. I may be, creating some smaller videos, which are tips and tricks. And for example, the Windex method. A lot of people have been asking me about that. And that's something I learned from Tricky Bricks, from Richard Board and Flynn DeMarco. And apparently they learned it from somebody else who, I guess it originated from Lego. So I'm going to do a little bit of research there. But I just wanted to let you know that, yes, we will be doing a couple of tutorials, a little bits of tips and tricks and other things. Okay. Oh, hey, Cowboy Kenobi, how are you? You just missed my soliloquy about what it means to me to be an Asian American in Washington State. But anyway, just so you know, I think I had some microphone issues because Steven has been on, and So anyway, I just wanted to let everybody know, people have been asking me if I've felt harassment while being here in Washington State, if I felt like I was targeted or being harmed, and I've not felt that at all. I feel very blessed to be here. And I think that there are some pockets of places within the United States where there are Asian Americans who are being targeted, and I don't feel that way at all. So I'm very, very blessed about that. Okay, so as I mentioned, today I am going to focus on, hold up. I've got this camera cord which is blocking my way. There we go. That's better. Okay, I'm going to turn this around a little bit. So you notice that I have adjusted my camera angle just a little bit, just a little differently. So you see me here in the corner. This allows me to watch the chat and still do some building here. What I've done is we have, you remember the frog and you remember the beetle that I made from the 3-in-1. Well, I'm keeping the beetle because the beetle I want to do some stop motion animation and animate this little guy. And then I think the frog is going to be repurposed. You haven't been harassed either? Okay, well, that's good. Nobody wants to be harassed. It's not as if we go out saying, hey, you know, would somebody harass me? I need some attention. No, but I do think that, you know, Asian Americans have had a rough go of it in the United States. In fact, one of the stories that I had heard moving up here is that there were some families who were protecting the Asian Americans from the internment, and that what they would do is they had certain communities here which were kind of safe zones in Washington State. And that's why there aren't as many people here, unlike other landlocked states which had problems. Another person who I keep telling people about, look this up, Governor Richard Carr. Governor Richard Carr, C-A-R-R. In fact, I'm going to type it in the chat because this is really important. He was the governor of Colorado. So, Governor Richard, I think it was Richard, maybe it was Robert. Richard Carr, Governor Richard Carr of Colorado. Cool guy. So anyway, I'm putting that down because one of the things that I think people forget is that we put a lot of weight into celebrities because of how well they play a sport, or how well they, or how beautiful they are, or how well they act in a movie or something. But it's a lot of these unknown heroes or heroes that have been around that just don't get the recognition that they deserve. And this is one of them. Governor Richard Carr, for those of you who don't know him, he was the governor of Colorado in the 1940s. And when the internment proclamation or declaration came down from President Roosevelt at the time, he said that Asian Americans deserve every right as any other American. And he was one of 10 governors in the landlocked states who was asked to intern Asian Americans and set aside land and put them into camps and do all that. And Richard Carr, he said, no, I'm not going to do it. In fact, he went out of his way to tell the state police that if they saw an Asian American family come into their borders, they were to welcome them and make sure that they had safe haven. And that's why you see a lot of Japanese Americans in the state of Colorado. And I have several friends over there of Asian American descent, Japanese descent, and it shows you that sometimes people who have the courage to say when authority probably has not the right intentions. I mean, these people were stripped of their belongings. They were herded like cattle and put onto trains to these internment camps. If you follow George Takei, who is from the Star Trek series, you probably know that his family had been interred. And I feel very grateful that, you know, my parents did not experience that, and I did not have to experience that. But I think Governor Carr, to me, is a hero. But he's also somebody that nobody knows about, which I find very, very sad, because it's people like that who have the courage to speak their mind and say, you know, we need to do better. And he did. It didn't help him politically. He lost his re-election bid. Oops, sorry, this cord is bothering me. Let me fix this. This cord is like pulling on my camera. Let's see if this will make it stop pulling. There we go. All right, back to adjustment. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, you learn a little history here on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. So, anyway, I hope you're all doing well, and I'm glad that people are doing well with regard to this. I am really sad about what's happening, though, in Colorado. Or not Colorado, in Atlanta. I mean, it's tragic when our society breaks down like that. George talked about it on the Howard Stern all the time. Very sad. Yeah, I know, exactly. And I think they made the best of their situation. There's a phrase in Japanese, it's called shikata ga nai, which means things can't be helped. So sometimes, oh, minifigure collector, hey, how's it going? We're just musing right now. As you know, this is the Brickanista Broadcast Network. So sometimes I'm doing Lego reviews and builds and things, and sometimes I'm just musing. So I do a little bit of all of that while I'm building. But what I was talking about is, right now what everybody is talking about is what happened in Atlanta, where a gunman shot, 8 people, and 6 of them were Asian American women. And you know that there's an increased amount of violence right now against Asian Americans in our society. Not just these women, but also you've heard about the elderly being targeted, and how the elderly are being targeted and some of them have died because of their injuries. And I think it goes back to just everybody is frustrated with what's happening with the pandemic, and that they're looking for, ways to express that frustration. And unfortunately, gun violence is not the way to do it. And this man claims that it was because of a sex addiction, and that these women were tempting him, or he felt tempted by it. Bye, Steven. You have to go to work? Okay, no problem. Take care. So anyway, I just feel, I feel very, very fortunate that, even when I drove cross country, and I talked about this on one of my previous streams, that people were actually quite kind to me. I didn't feel threatened at all. I didn't feel, I felt also safer because I had my dog with me. I think that also made a difference. I think having a dog in your life is just always a good thing. And the more I think about it, I think I'm going to have to make some arrangements to get a dog in my life somehow, some way, in the not too distant future. So stay tuned as I start thinking about how I'm going to make that happen. I was recounting at a meeting today about my dog Logan, and I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous stream, but I have the full ability, I believe, in the power of intention, because I had a rabbit before I had a dog, and you can't really have dogs and rabbits together, because dogs will chase the rabbits and they're always fearful for their lives all the time. And so when my rabbit died, I told my parents, I said, you know what, I'm gonna get a dog. And they said, well, aren't you sure? Are you sure about that? Dogs are a lot of work. And a friend of mine, Marianne, she had 3 corgis, oh gosh, a while ago, and we were co-workers, and I remember meeting these dogs and thinking, someday I am going to get a corgi of my own. And so the power of intention, I was mentioning this morning in a meeting, is that I knew my life was going to change. So I would get up in the morning and I would walk my imaginary dog that I called Sparky. I said, come on, Sparky, let's go. And I would walk around the neighborhood twice a day, with my imaginary dog. And sure, my neighbors thought I was a little crazy, but as I mentioned, I am kind of crazy, a little bit. And then what happened is that I I kept calling this dog Sparky, and I trained myself to adapt my lifestyle to this new way. And so when it came time to adopt Logan, I found him through this pet finder site and also through the Corgis and Critters Rescue organization. And he was a very shy dog at first. But what was amazing about it is that when I finally got the paperwork, I mean, this poor dog had been left outside. He had lost a lot of weight. He was, I think, 20 pounds when they brought him into rescue. And then he had heartworm, so they put him through the heartworm treatment. He gained some weight. He was about 23 pounds when I got him. So when I got the paperwork, I asked them, I said, did you send me the right paperwork? Because you told me this dog was named Logan. And this is where I talk about the power of intention. The paperwork said his name was Sparky. Just saying. It happened. It happened. I wanted a dog, a corgi named Sparky, and I got my dog named Sparky. But his name was Logan. So anyway. Okay, so I think I've dismantled most of the frog. So the frog is no more. And now, I was talking to Debo about this. So by the way, Debo Bricks, R2 Debo and I are co-sponsoring this rebrick challenge, and he had recently done a landscape, and I said, you know what, I should probably do a landscape too. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. And I've been looking at some of the other builds, which are amazing. So one of the things that I noticed is that there's a build, and I just want to frame this for you. I'm not going to build it the same way, but he took these parts. This is Remy Baker, a Vernus Workshop. So he took these parts here, these really large joints, so the sockets, and he stitched these together. I think he used something like, I don't know, maybe like a 2x4 to stitch them together, so he had this really strong base. And he built a tree that came off of this base, and a little bonsai tree, which I thought was just gorgeous. But like I said, I'm not going to do a copycat thing, but I just think that, yeah, all this green, there's a lot of potential landscape. And this little beetle, though, he's still going to stick around. So, yeah, so as I was mentioning, I think that with this set, there's a lot to be said for all the really cool pieces that are here. And if I'm thinking about a landscape, I also do a lot of micropolis, which are smaller builds. So another thing that this kind of lends itself to is possibly a micropolis build. I know that Debo has made a micropolis build of his own as well. But we'll see where this goes, because as you know, I've not been one to follow the crowd necessarily. So this already kind of gives me a sense of, you know, branches. And I know that right now you can really only use kind of these extenders on this. So I don't know, I may be going the tree route, possibly. I don't know. We'll see where this goes. But I'm just looking at this, and oh, the other person who did a tree, which is amazing, is Jason from Jason Fabifan MKE. He did a really, really nice one too. Yeah. So I hope you're doing well. I know that. Oh, we got these too. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really intrigued by this, about where this is going to go. And the other thing that I did is I found today, ta-da, there's a local shop that is selling, or did sell me, the bouquets. So I can't wait to see where that's going to take me. Alright. Now, I love this sand color. So for those of you who've seen some of my builds, you know that I've used sand a lot for decks. And for my pier. So I'm starting to think just already immediately I'm kind of gravitating towards this being kind of like a sandy base almost. So yeah, I think we're gonna roll with that. And then I have to, you know, I've reduced my part count, but I need to stitch this together. So I'm just looking at it right now. Yeah, I think we can do some of it this way. Actually, I could go one more. Yeah, like this. You made the voyage to the Roseville Lego store today. Yeah, you okay, you have to give us a clue about what you're planning to do with the you said you are building, I think, the you've got the police station, but you're not going to make it a police station. So I'm intrigued. What will it be? I am very, very curious. So you don't have to share with us if you want it to be a big reveal. I totally get that. But I'm also looking at this going, yeah, there's some really cool parts here. Yeah, see, I'm lucky because, let's see, you said you went to the Roseville store. So that's what, is that like an hour drive for you? Something like that. See, I'm so spoiled. I could go to my Lego store in like 12 minutes. You know, living here. It's a sweet, sweet place to be. Okay, now this might be interesting. What if I do it this way? So it stitches this together. And then maybe I do this. Kind of like an overhang. I think when you're a builder, it's like certain things kind of, like in this case, having this little gap might be a little annoying. So I might have to, you know, put in some green to make up for that. I don't know. I'm still working through this, seeing how this is going to come together. Yeah. But like I said, I count my blessings every day because I know things could be worse. But I'm like I said, I'm just grateful. Things are good for me. I am very, very lucky. I know that. I know how lucky I am. Okay, let's see. If I want to pull those together, I might have to put in a... I'm running low on my my sand. My sand pieces are not helping me out here. I think. All right, what happens if I do that? I know that leaves that open. That might be fine. That might be fine. I don't know if you can kind of see where I'm going with this. It's going to be a mental health and wellness center. Oh, that's a great idea. I love that. I know I was kind of joking when I said, are you going to make it an autonomous zone registration area? Because, as you know, I live in Seattle, so we were part of the autonomous zone, the, what was it, the Chaz for a while. Yeah. I gotta be careful because some of these pieces were part, in fact, let me get this out of the way. Put this box here. It's like, no. Okay, this is all part of the original. This is the problem when I work on a tray that has two different builds on it. Okay. Now this is interesting. I have never tried to see if these, no, those won't fit. But I could put some, ooh, okay. I think I see where this might be going. You're so happy today? Oh, cool. What happened? What happened, minifigure collector? Must be something good. Something good happened today. That's always great when somebody can reflect on the day and say that they're really, really happy. That's nice. Yeah, I'm always thankful for that. How come I only have one of these bones? I should have more bones. I should have 3 sets of bones. I'm wondering... I thought I dismantled... Yeah, I could have sworn I dismantled... Ah, here's one of them. Okay. Alright, here's another bone. I've got a bone to pick with you. And... yeah, I think, you know, when you start thinking about how short life is, that you got to appreciate when good things happen. So I'm really glad that you've got something to celebrate. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna say, didn't I have a third? I could have sworn there were three tusks, unless I put it in here. See, that's the only thing that I have to be concerned about, is where did all the parts go? Okay, well, I'm not gonna worry about it, because I think I want to try this. I want to see if this is going to make a connection. Aha! It will. Okay, this is awesome. I'm excited about this. And the reason why I'm excited about that is that this is going to give me some connection points for other things with those clips. For example, this thing with the axle. And we have some curves. I feel like I want to build something up, which means I might need some snot bricks here. Yeah, let's try this. You found out that someone is getting the cam from the Alpha Team crew of your Holy Grail figures. Oh, that's nice. That must have been exciting when you found that out. All right. Now, this is where I'm concentrating here, because I think, will this be enough room, or do I have to move this? I think I'm gonna have to move this. But if I move this, that won't be connected. Okay. Let's see. Let's try connecting it with this. This is where it's like free-form sculpting. You know? Just go where your mind takes you and see what happens. Ah, I can't do that because that. Okay. All right. Well, let's do this then. Let's make a green extension. We'll work with that later, because I need this. Okay, good. So I need that so I can attach one of these. Yeah. So Debo had built on his stream a landscape that had like a little hilltop with some trees that were the teeth. I'm kind of going a little different direction, because I'm already seeing what I want to do, but I need to make sure that these snot pieces are going to be in the right place. And this is where it's going to be a little squirrely. Oh, maybe I should use this instead. Okay, I need to see what snot pieces I have, because the thing is, I have all these corners, but I kind of want just a regular one. Yeah. Okay. All right, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to replace this. And we're going to put the snot piece here. And, all right. So even though these studs are kind of exposed, I mean, I could cover them with, for example, these instead. Do you have any Holy Grail figures? You know, that's an interesting question, because a Holy Grail figure kind of implies that it's out of reach at the moment. Alright, yeah, this isn't too bad. Got that to cover up those studs. And let's see. I think we were going to do it that way. And I probably, that's annoying me a little bit. So I think maybe we'll cover this up like that. Oops. Yeah, see, that's another thing, is that some of these are only being held with a little bit of tension. Yes, actually, an Anubis guard. Oh, just got to bite the bullet and spend the money one day. An Anubis guard. Wow, that does sound amazing. Okay, let's see. Trying to figure out what was I thinking? Where was my mind going with this when I started this path? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think, you know, Debo has told me that, he said, you got to stop gaslighting yourself. You know, and it's like, I don't really think I gaslight myself. I think what it is that, you know, you're kind of taught to be humble, you know, and at least in my home. And, you know, when you brag too much about something, then you can appear to be, you know, maybe a little conceited, or not focused on, you know, other people, that you focus too much on yourself. And I think that is probably why I say a lot of self-deprecating things, which I probably shouldn't do. But I also feel too that, you know, if you, and you've probably seen me when I post things, that I'm actually, you know, also, when I see something I've done that I'm proud of, I'm happy to share it. So one of the things that I was so excited about is this German lug that I'm now a part of, and that I entered my first mock in one of their challenges, and I took 5th place, you know, just out of the gate. And it's opened up a whole new world for me, you know, being able to communicate and practice my German again. In fact, LJ sent me a text message today that he went to the Lego store. I think all of us bought Lego today. You know, Cowboy Grenado bought Lego. LJ Merrick bought Lego. I bought Lego. Today was a Lego buying day. But what was interesting is that, you know, all of us buy for different reasons and have different things that we're interested in. But when I was posting this about, you know, how excited I was that I was part of this German lug now, you know, it made me realize that I haven't really spent concerted time learning the language, but now I feel like I have. You actually want a couple of them, but they're crazy expensive. Anubis cards? Yeah, I would say you're probably right there. Okay, so this is nice because I got a couple connection points here that I can add some curves. I'm a little nervous though. There's still that one, see that one piece here that just isn't, I need like maybe another base, but I don't want to waste my pieces either. Let's see. Let me see what I can do here. If I do this, that will lock it in. But then it also, like I said, it's also kind of a waste in a way. I guess I'll just have to even it out on this side. Yeah, we'll do that. So it's somewhat even. Yeah. Okay. This is looking a little on the weird side, but trust me, it'll be beautiful by the end. It will be beautiful, at least to me. It'll be beautiful to me. And I'll enjoy it. I will definitely enjoy it. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely need to put some more pieces to even this out on the other side. Let's see. Ha. Well, those Sims hit, so everyone was buying the Lego. Stimulus. Oh, the stimulus checks. That's what it is. Okay. I didn't get a whole lot of my stimulus check. I did get something, but I didn't get a whole lot. So I'm envious of those people who did. So, I'm looking for like a plate. I just need a plain plate. Like this could work. Okay, this is coming together. Yeah. I like these curves because it gives it an interesting shape. And I want to keep this plate open, or this clip open, so I can attach something to it. You got the set with them in it and found it at a yard sale for 20 bucks. Wow, that's a good find. You did well, young Padawan. So, minifigure collector, I don't know if you know that we do Star Wars references here sometimes on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. So I don't know if you are attuned to any particular Star Wars character, but feel free to jump in if there's something that resonates with you. Alright, I don't want to waste this rounded piece. I think there's more rounded shapes that could be had here. Let's see what happens if I move this one. Put that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is probably going to be a abstract sculpture. You can't even get it. One of the guards for that. Wow, for 20 bucks? Yeah, that's true. Some of those older sets too, I mean, depending on what you like, they can run a pretty penny. Ooh. See, this is sometimes I look at the bottom too to see if there's something like this here probably needs to be stitched together. And maybe this 1x2 plate might be enough to do that. Do or do not. There is no try. Okay, I like where this is going so far. And this, I know, is not very secure, but this is definitely going to be part of like a bigger sculpture of some sort. We'll see how this all comes together. But that is definitely not looking like a dinosaur. This has gone way beyond the dinosaur stage. All right. And let's see, what happens if I connect these? And sometimes I was talking to Princess Buttercup online, and she likes to do upside down building, and I totally get it. I completely understand why, because it does give you a new perspective on things. And okay, let's see. Yeah, I definitely want to add some shape here, because I have these awesome curves, right? So like one of them right here would be awesome. I just have to put in a, where is it? I saw them, the 1x1s. There they are. Yeah. Well, we already have somebody who's going by Math Yoda. So we'll have to think of a name for you. Alright, let's see. Where's the other? There it is. Yeah, I think, you know, the more I do freeform building, the more I realize that there's certain things that just look super cool together. Yeah. And I do like to integrate maybe some of this dark green some more too. And of course, we got some plates and some more. We also have these rounded curves too. And just looking at this, doing some sort of rounded, ooh, let's see. I wonder if we put that there, we have an opportunity to put a rod or something on that clip. Let's see. Like I said, freeform building, folks. You're witnessing it here. Uh-oh. Alright. I guess that clip is still a little fragile. I see. I see why. I did not secure this down here. This is going back to upside down building can be your friend. Ooh. Yeah. Here's another option. If I replace this clip with one of these and then secure this down, let's see, this might work. So I feel like I need something right here too. It's like my kingdom for a 2x2 plate. I guess it's not going to be here. The 2x2 plate. All right. Well, if we can't have a 2x2 plate, we can do a. We can do it this way, I think. The force is strong with this one. Some nice office furniture builds too. So you've been doing that for your buildings. Okay, let's put this back here. Yeah, I'm looking at this piece, and this piece looks like what do you call it? One of those swimming pool little platforms. It just doesn't seem right. So I'm going to move that around a little bit. Ooh, I wonder. Yeah, this one. Okay, that's looking dope. I like that. Okay, so let's see if we do that. Yeah, this is where it gets fun when you start free-forming and starting to see patterns. At least that's what happens in my mind, is I start seeing patterns and things that could work well together. So anyway, yeah, I've been so excited just getting that bouquet, and we'll also be doing a Star Wars Trouble on Tatooine one of these Thursdays for Thrifty Thursday. Okay, let's see. Now, we also have these guys. Uh-huh. Alright. I'm trying to decide if this would be better. Okay, we're gonna hold off on those for now. I need to put this piece in here somehow. I like that curve. I want that to stay. No, I'm just not feeling it. Not feeling it. Just, it's not. I'm not one with the force right now. Aha. This can go here. This can go here. The force will guide it. Yeah, I agree. I'm a big fan of the force. And like I said, I feel that when I'm sculpting and working on a build like this, I'm usually pretty happy by the end of what I've come up with. And I don't know if it's subconscious or what, but I just feel that somehow I get, I don't know, something guides me to tell me to put things in certain places. And right now this is, ooh, these will turn as well. Alright, what happens when the hands touch? Is there any kind of clip that would clip both of these together? I don't know, that would be kind of cool. Ah, maybe this. I wonder if this, oops. Like I said, it's just interesting how these pieces kind of connect. Alright, where did I have this before? I thought I had it there. Okay, what am I missing here? Did I have it one above? Or was it right there? Ah, I think that's where it was. Okay, let's do this again. I'm one with the clutch. Yes, I am. I am one with the clutch. And the clutch is with me. And now I am really excited about this. This is not something I had planned, and I know it's going to work. I just have to finesse it, so then these two pieces will be, let's see if I can put this on first, and then position it into the inverse. Let's see. I know it's not the tightest connection. Maybe I need to move it. Yeah, maybe I need to move it over one. Let's try that. Alright, so now these two are connected via that. And then this popped off on the bottom. I'll put that back. Okay. I have no idea where this is going, but it's going. And here's a couple axles here. So maybe that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to use the axles from these pieces. Put these in. This is going to be a little harder because these are really wedged in there. I'm sorry, I'm out of frame. Yes, Cowboy Kenobi, I am one with the clutch. That is so true. I do feel my confidence has grown since I've started building more. Okay, let's see what happens here. Alright, we got one half in. Where's the other one? Here's the other one. Yeah, I think it's important that when you're doing a rebrick, that if you build the original sets first, then you know what pieces to look for, right? And yeah, I'm excited about this. Oops. Probably would be good to pull this out a little bit because I need space. Need space. Space. Oops. Yeah, I see that the tusk has popped off. Oops. This is where you got to get it just right so both of them will fit in side by side. Yeah, that works. Sorry if my hands are in the way. Wow, I like where this is going. Here, oops. Let me see if I can show you some more about what I've done here. This little connection using that special T connection with the two axles. I like that. I better like it. It's my build, right? Yeah, so now the question is, what am I going to do with these axle holes? Because there's an axle hole here. We also have these voodoo balls again too. I mean, we could put these on the end for decoration. So I'm going to just set aside whatever has an axle hole that could be used. Oh no. Oh, here. Oh, we have another one of these. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. I just feel some funness coming. Funness. Ooh, these have axle holes too. That's right. This is the original plan. I just don't know if this will go all the way in. It might. I don't know. Okay, not feeling it. Not feeling it right now. It will come to me though. I know that for a fact. Now this is interesting. Okay. I'm going to come back to that. Let's build this up some more. So when I was looking at this, I know that we have a couple of these curved pieces. So this might be good, like in the middle. Wow, time just flies. I had to start late because I was in the middle of a meeting, yet another meeting, and yeah, I had a meeting at 6 a.m. this morning. So I went to sort lug until 5, and then I got to take like a 20-minute power nap and then get ready for this other meeting. Actually, I didn't really nap, now that I think about it. I just kind of stretched my back and then went into this other meeting instead. Yeah, it's been interesting. Okay, so now, okay, so this, yeah, there's also this green too, as far as being able to provide some shape. Yeah, I think definitely we're gonna have to cover some of this up. This one thing I don't like about these inverse slopes is that these tubes just look awful. I mean, that just looks ugly to me. Sorry, piece, I didn't mean to insult you, but I just don't find it appealing. So I think we're gonna go ahead and cover this up a little bit. Use the wedges. Use the wedges. You didn't get the notification because you were signed into the other YouTube account? You're talking about my notification about this happening? Or are you talking about the sort lug thing? Sort lug is interesting because they like to use Facebook. And I don't know, I have mixed feelings about Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook very much recently, and I don't know, it just there's a lot to be said about some of the ins and outs of Facebook. Yeah, I like how this is starting to shape together. Let's see. Actually, I'll move this down a little. Uh-oh, what just dropped? That axle dropping is kind of annoying. Not happy with that. Okay, so you can see this is starting to come together or something. And in a way, this is kind of how I built that mouse spaceship. Is I was looking at the shapes of what was happening in the spaceship and trying to see how I could add those shapes to my build. Okay, so this is interesting here. I think this is going to fit like that. Yeah. The only problem with that is it covers up this nice curve. This nice curve that we built. Oops. Yep, it keeps dropping. Alright. Maybe we could put this over here instead. Let's see. Let's see if this will fit over here. And this goes back to the upside down building. You hope you have a few different YouTube accounts, or you have a few and it only sends me notifications for the ones that you're signed into already. Yeah, that can be a pain. I only have one YouTube account, thankfully. Brickanista. I used to have, actually I take that back. I might still have my, I used to do interviews when I was in North Carolina. And I may have a few of those. Okay, let me see if, will these curves stitch these together? Oh, I think I just discovered something. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go with this. Let's see. That does look kind of weird. We'll say that. It's kind of a strange sculpture at the moment. I'm going to call it sculpture. Abstract sculpture is always a good fallback. You know, when you're building things, like, what is that? Oh, it's an abstract sculpture. Okay, let's see. Oh, I forgot about the teeth. That's right, we've got a bunch of teeth here. We've got all kinds of teeth. Yeah. Okay. I'm starting to get I think, a mind storm. My mind is telling me to put these teeth with these ball joints. Yeah, no, you know, it's interesting is that I never really understood the whole YouTube craze, but now that we're in this pandemic and you want to find information, it's actually great to have all these different sources that you could go to, because in the past you really didn't have that option. So there's a couple YouTubers that I follow and have enjoyed. You had two, one for Lego and one for comedy podcasts? Oh, cool. But then when the cowboy name was created, I have three. That's right. Well, you know, Cowboy Cornado, you know, if something works for you, you should definitely hold on to it. And I think the cowboy name seems to be something that you like and other people like, so roll with it. Roll with it and see where it takes you. Okay, I'm thinking now. Alright, let's see if we've got a new technique we're forming. Because something... It's like I'm thinking clip, and... let's see. What is my mind telling me right now? What are you doing? What are you doing, Brickanista? I'm looking for this guy. Okay, so it's interesting because we have a 1x2, and then we have these. Okay. It's like I want this to turn, though. I don't know what I could do to make it turn. Well, let's do a proof of concept first, and then do the turn after that. See, I've got these 4 teeth, and I've got these ball joints. And I could have sworn I had one more ball joint connection. Okay, well maybe not. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's meant to be in the middle. The comedy is one first and last name. Oh, okay. Are you a comedian? I mean, you have a lot of funny lines. You and Debo together are actually quite hilarious. You two should probably form some sort of comedy team, because you guys make me laugh so much, which I really appreciate, by the way. Okay. Something is telling me to do something to make this, like, pivot somehow, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the pivot. I am not seeing the pivot, but this is at least giving me a little bit of rotation. Maybe this is it. Alright. It's almost like a little canopy. Kind of like that. Alright. Okay, there is this axle hole. And maybe these axles were not meant to be there. I'm starting to wonder if maybe the axle holes... You're just a fan of comedy. Yeah, me too. I didn't go to comedy clubs a lot, but I know that I appreciate people who are good comedians. That's definitely true, and everybody could use a good laugh, right? Laughter is a good thing. Okay, I don't see a rotating mechanism. But somehow, why is... I've got this nagging feeling that something can rotate here. And maybe it's this. Here, let me put this axle hole back in here and see if this is what my mind is telling me. Yeah, I think this whole pandemic, I think people just miss the way their life was before. And it's hard. It's hard for all of us. We all cope in our own way. Okay, this is weird. This fit before. How come it's not fitting? Oh, I know why. This was in here before, right? I think this... Oh, no. And here's another option. Maybe I need to do this and somehow clip the edges. All right, we're just gonna keep fussing with this. See where it takes us. Some great comedy clubs in Seattle. Oh, okay. Have you been there? Have you been to some of these comedy clubs up here? I'm not familiar with this area much at all, as you can imagine. Oh, you know what I was doing? I was putting this in the wrong place. This is supposed to go in here. That's why it wasn't fitting. It was like, Brickanista, hold it together. Hold it together. Okay. Like I said, there's something that's going to pivot on this. And I know this will pivot. And maybe that's what I need to do. Now the problem is there's a pin here, but I don't remember seeing a pin. Aha, here it is. There's this pin. Okay. Ah, maybe that's what we're going for. Oh. Okay. This might be promising here. Alright, if this pivots like that, and we want to get this, we want this to connect. How do we get this to connect? Ooh.
this, does this have, this does not. I was hoping for an axle connection here. Ooh, I can always put the axle on its own. I wonder, will that lock in? Maybe. Ah. Okay. We may have something here. Let's see. This is kind of weird looking, but it does pivot. It does pivot. Like I said, we might be able to get it to do. Oops. I need this. Oops. That's what's going on there. This pivots here. No, but sure, good LA comics started in Seattle. Oh, Josh Wolf, Joey Diaz, and Brody Stevens. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna try this. It's got some rotation going. It just looks off. You know? At least I have a proof of concept. It's not quite what I want it to look like, but I do have a proof of concept going on here. So you can see that this is moving like that. And like I said, for some reason my mind was telling me to do that. So I think if I move that, put in a, let's see, now I have, let's put one of these green ones in. Now I'm just looking for some way to connect this a little farther out. No, this is looking good, actually. Yeah, I'm trying to think about who would be when was the last time I went to a comedy club? Oh my god, that was a while ago. I don't get out much, as you can imagine. I don't go to comedy clubs that often. Okay, so I think I'm like looking at one of these. Maybe I can just do that. That's in the way, though. I know what I want to do. I want to get a piece here on the side. And I think if I put this is where these different connections, having these mixel joints. Ooh, I'm liking that. Let's give this different kind of curve. Let's see. That's actually kind of interesting. It's still a little off. It might be here that maybe with this mixel joint, this just feels like this is too far out. Well, actually, when I push it in, that isn't too bad. Oops. Let's try that. Oops. Yeah, and then I can lock this in with one of those curved pieces. Ooh. Will that work? That kind of works. I just need to a 1x1. Did I use the last 1x1? I think I did. No, I think one of the things I've told myself is I need to get out more. No. I think I've been, when I look back at what I've been doing for the last 10 years, I spend a lot of time with a couple of different nonprofit organizations, and I really haven't done something like for myself, I think. I mean, I kind of have, but I think maybe that's what I need to do, is I need to see what is it that would really be something I could do for myself. Okay, actually, I like where this is going. All right, so we've got this interesting bionicle looking tree coming together. Oh, hey, Brickman Mosaic Art, how are you? Good to see you. We are kind of doing some sculpting, some interesting sculpting with kind of a landscape with this kind of weird looking tree. I don't know. How are you? How are you doing? Is your stream been going well? Sometimes less is more. That's the other thing I'm thinking too. You're breaking your dino and making something now. Oh, good. Wonderful. The reason I went to the Roseville Lego store is because they opened the Pick-a-Brick wall. Oh, on weekends, unlike Stonehenge. Ah. Wow. Roseville's a nice area, too. Isn't that close to Sacramento? Roseville? I haven't been in a long time. But yeah, that's a nice area. Okay. I'm kind of liking this. I'm not sure about this last piece, though. This last little clip. Whoops. This is definitely not that stable. I don't know what I can do to stabilize it some more. I don't know, maybe, oh, you know what? I could add another one of these 1x2s. Put that there. See if that makes a difference. Or if I really want to, I think this might do it. Aha. All right. This definitely has some interesting shape to it. I like how this thing turns. I'm just really, really stoked about that. I'm just not sure how it fits into all this, but it's just very, very cool that little, oops, I'm not even in frame. You poor guys can't see any of this. Anyway, this piece turns, which I love, and I just need to frame it so that it makes sense. Right now, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense right now. You caught a part of it with the other Corey. You were driving at the time, so you listened in. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that is kind of fun, huh? How you have a name that is also the name of one of the Lego masters. All right, that is kind of looking tree-like. If I move it up more. Actually, that looks pretty good right there. Let's see if I can zoom out a little. And I think there's enough that I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little tall, but it's not bad. Part 2 is tomorrow. You're watching Rango on Netflix while doing this build. Okay. Well, you know, we were talking about watching the good, the bad, and the ugly sometime. I don't know how many other people are into the spaghetti westerns, but I know Debo and Cowboy Cornado and I were talking about that. Now that you're named Cowboy Cornado, I mean, come on. You gotta have a cowboy in there. Okay. This is looking pretty good. I gotta figure out a way to make this less blocky though. This just looks super blocky. Especially this. You know, maybe I do this instead. Oops. I mean, it's kind of neat having all this articulation. And yeah, that one squarish block was looking kind of strange. And now that I have that, now let's see if we can shape this a little bit. We do have these inverse curves. I wonder if that will fit there. Yeah, that's not too bad. It adds, here I'll show you this way. It adds this little curve here. Still a little unstable, but you know, stability is probably not one of the hallmarks of this build. You know? Alright. There we go. Alright. It's kind of landscapey. I guess my favorite part is this turning motion here. And if there's any way I can kind of clean this up and make it look better. I have a few curves here, not a lot. And I'm just trying to think if I can take some of the curves. Yeah, if I take this one. Put that there. Take this one off and then substitute this 2x2. At first you thought your name was Cowboy Tornado. Yeah, possibly. I think it's cool that you got a nickname. That's always fun. Okay, this is actually looking pretty good so far. You know, like I said, right now I'm kind of adding some shape to it based on some of these curved pieces that we have. I wonder if that'll fit here. Ooh, we have, that's right, I can recoup these. Wonder. Oops, nope. That pin to pin connection is kind of fragile, so I definitely don't want to mess with that. But that green helps. It doesn't make it so blocky. All right, I think so far I'm pretty happy with this. A tornado of cowboys. It's just about as dangerous as a sharknado. Well, I think it's fun. I think it's really super fun, and it's too bad you don't cosplay, because that would be really fun for you to, you know, take full advantage of the name that you've been given. Uh-oh. This thing fell off. Alright. I think now what I have to do is focus on locking some of these down. Some of these pieces. So this piece, for example, I need like a 1x3 or something here. Ooh. I wonder. Yeah, I run into this same problem. I need more 1x1s. don't have enough 1x1s. That's not too bad. I mean, it's art. That's what I keep telling myself. It's art. You know, it is what it is. And some people are going to like the art, some people are not going to like the art. What's more important is, do you like the art? Okay, I think we're close to being done. Let's see. I've got a couple of, I'm looking for more of these palisade bricks. And we can add some more curve here, because as you know, I don't like to see exposed studs. You better use Xander and you want to cosplay as Sonic the Hedgehog and Dr. Robotic? That sounds awesome! That sounds like so much fun. You should totally do that. Absolutely. I am so for that. Okay, let's see. I am... Oh, that's right. I forgot that I have this exposed here. I did have that one curve. Where did that curve go? Alright, let me use this curve instead. Let's see if we put it over here. This side. Oh, that's right. If I put it over here, I'm missing... Okay, let's put it back. We'll live with the overhang. We'll live with that overhang. This is just screaming for a ball joint, but I think I've used them all. This one. So, this goes back to upside down building. And we can put this back, because we don't need that ball joint. It's like a wasted piece. Yeah. Oops. Oops, no! Hold it together. Hold it together. Alright. I think we're almost done. The only thing I'm worried about is this. I have this connector. Maybe instead of using this, I use a rod. I think we have a white rod somewhere. Where's that white rod? Did I use it? I see black rods. I thought there was a white rod somewhere. There it is. Aha. Yeah. I did do a little bit of cosplay when I went to an anime convention. Not a lot, but it was fun to do. And then I went to this with a friend of mine, Billy. So it was funny that we went into this convention not planning to cosplay, and we came out with wigs and other things, and we had a lot of fun. Okay. Alright, that looks better. And so this is what I've changed out. I had that other rod with the two axles earlier, and I think that aesthetically looks better. And we do have one tooth left. Maybe we put this tooth. Ooh, that's kind of neat. And let me just leave an open one. It just provides a little bit of balance. Yeah, this is definitely not anything specific. It is. It is. It just is. All right. I'm just looking around and seeing if there's anything else that I wanted to add to this. Probably right here at the bottom there, I put this 2x2 round. And maybe I want to put something there. Maybe the red. Ooh, we have these little red eye things that we were using. If you look for sets like this, you're building, you could make the ultimate scorpion. Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. Could be the ultimate scorpion. Okay, so a couple things that are bothering me is this. So I have one of these rounded things. I also have a couple cheese wedges. I'm just looking for anything that looks like a tile that could be put in there. And then this whole section is being held by this. And this one I could cover a little bit. Like I said, this is just finishing touches. Considering, you know, I don't have a whole lot of pieces. You just gotta use what you got. I do like it though. It's definitely considered abstract art. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. Alright, so let's put this here. And what are we gonna do right there? Ooh, I forgot about this. We also have these, we have one of these which could be a finishing piece. Do I have a bushing? Don't really have a bushing, but no, I'm not really feeling that, but I do like that piece. Just gotta figure out where to put it. I mean, there's enough tension on here that it could be an interesting feature, maybe. Yeah, that's a little odd, but that's okay. Alright, there's a couple, let me just check for any more finishing pieces in here, but I think otherwise, let me see, what could this be used for? This looks super interesting, so that's why I'm looking at how can I fit that in. Now I'm gonna have to lift it up. Let's try lifting it up a little bit. I think if we put these here. So Brickman Mosaic, it sounds like you're going to be submitting something soon for the Rebrick It challenge, so good to hear that. Oh, I see the problem. See, it needs to be raised like a full brick on this one side. Okay. Now that we know that, that's actually quite easy. We have a brick right here. Make sure I did that right. Yeah, this piece, you just don't want this to go to waste. This looks like it's super fun. Yeah. Alright, so let's put this down. Let's put this here. Set that aside. There we go. Okay, so we have that kind of that interesting slider looking piece there. This goes here. Yeah, that actually adds more character because of this little slopey thing. It's almost like it needed that for the composition. All right. Let's see, should we add more of these 1x2s? Do we have any more? Or maybe just a plain green brick. Aha. That looks dope. That looks totally dope. Okay. And put this one here to cover this up so it makes that green. We are close, people. I can feel it. We are getting close. Alright, this I'm gonna have to just take this apart and put it on separately. It's going to be a snake. Oh, that sounds nice. I have a couple more finishing pieces here that I can use. And let's see, I just need like a 1x2. There's clips. Alright, well we can put these right here. That fits perfectly there. I know you can't really see this that well, but oh no! 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 Alright, let's do this again. Oh, I see. I put this on the wrong place. Didn't I? Alright. Okay, that's the shape. This goes here, right? Actually, it did look better over there. It just, it's a little fragile, that's all. Alright. I think we are just about done. Let me just take another quick look around. Because I want to open this video box. That's the other thing I want to do before I close the stream down. You haven't even gotten started on the campground mock? Yeah, that's there's plenty of time. You don't have to rush for the campground mock. I have been thinking about it, but I haven't really put things together yet. Yeah, you got plenty of time. Now I do have this finishing plate. I wonder if there's a place I can put this finishing plate. This is where I wish I had a jumper, because the jumper I'd put it right here and then it would sit up. But I don't see any jumpers here. No jumpers to be found. Alright, what else can I do with this plate? Where else can the plate go? Uh-oh. No, didn't want that. I mean, the plate could go here. And if we wanted to, there's this open clip. Oops. Nope, we'll get back to that. This open clip down here. So let's just put a tooth there. That'll be easy. Let's see. Oops, I don't want to take away the beetle. Yeah. Yeah, I should have put this in earlier, but I just didn't know. Right? You don't know what you don't know. Alright. So we got that tooth in there. This fits over here. I probably should add something to make it more stable, but it is holding. And I do have this as a finishing piece. It's kind of like when you have these leftover parts, it's like you want to use them, but you also want to be oh, okay, that works. I mean, I could use a clip or something here, but maybe I'll do that off stream. But I think I've got my little sculpture, which is a little squirrely, but it has some interesting parts to it. It's hard to hold it sideways like this. In fact, you know what I should do? Let me take the camera down and show it to you sideways. It's like when my nieces make me a drawing. It's great. What is it? Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what this is. Like, this is just an abstract sculpture. I think that's what I'm going to call it. Because it doesn't really look like anything in particular. But I love this rotation piece. I mean, that's something that came out of this that I really like. This little rotator. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to take this camera down and show it to you, because that way the model doesn't start falling apart. Okay, there we go. Okay, my friends. So, this is what I'm going to submit for my abstract art sculpture. In fact, let me move myself over here. And, okay, so now I'm over here, so I'm not in the way of the sculpture. So, that's kind of this turntable thing that can go around. But it's kind of like, what is it? Don't know what it is. Honestly, it's just abstract art. It's just, but I like it. I mean, it doesn't have to mean anything. It's just, I guess it's my subconscious mind doing whatever it's doing. So, anyway. So yeah, I'm going to have to take a photo of this, add this to the queue. This is what happens when the Brickanista is super tired. This is what she builds. Doesn't really look like anything in particular, but hey, it's art. Art is art. Sometimes things are going to look great. Sometimes they're just going to be art. You already came up with what I'm going to do. It's going to be on a 16 by 16 base plate. Cool. Okay, my friends. I think it's time to open another video box. But before I do that, let me move me out of the way. There we go. And where are my scissors? Did I move my scissors? I could have sworn I just saw them. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it. I am going to see if I can just get this tape off. There we go. All right, now, I'm just now interested in what this is as far as a bandmate. And I really want the red panda. I don't know if this will be the red panda. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. And what do we have? Oh, we have this bug thing, I think. Yeah. Oh, with the keytar. Oh, this is cool. This one has, there. And since we were talking about bugs the other day, this would have been perfect for that bug episode. Now this is interesting. It's got this purple and orange. That's kind of fun. Here, let's see. Let's zoom in a little bit. Alright, so purple and orange. The little hint of green in there. So the pants, just on the front, not on the back. Yeah, I've got my drunk cameraman back, if you haven't noticed. I thought he sobered up, but he's back at it again. Okay. Now this is interesting. It's like a psychedelic kind of print with these orange arms. The arms don't have any printing, but they do have the orange hands, which are different. Yeah, I think this one is a bug. It's like a one-eyed bug. Now, that Cyclops is super cute. You got that one yesterday too, Jinx? Oh, okay. What is it? Is it a bug? What is the name of this thing? I will say that the purple and orange Cyclops head is hilarious. Yeah, probably wouldn't be my first choice, but it is kind of cute. And it looks like these, if I remember right, this goes like this. You told one of your friends about you calling me Brick Mandalorian, and he said he loves the new name. Oh, I thought you said you wanted to be Brick DeLorean. Yeah, no, you can totally be Brick Mandalorian. So, yeah. You are on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. You are the Brick Mandalorian. So, yeah, your friend is right. That is a cool name. So I'm glad you like it. Okay, so we got this Cyclops thing, which has a keytar. And actually, this is probably very appropriate for me since I played piano for many years. I've never played a keytar though. So we will make this a right-handed keytar. Oops, if I can get it to actually snap. There we go. Okay, we got this keytar going. You like the new name? Oh, good. Oh, look at that! Brick Mandalorian mosaic art. That's awesome. That's great. And see, you got it here on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. That's awesome. I'm glad you like it. I'm really glad. Just like I think Cowboy Kenobi likes his name too. Alright, so we've got this little keytar dude, or girl. It's hard to tell. Maybe it's a hexadecimal non-binary robot. Okay, did you get these same tiles, or are they random? This thing looks like a sunshine kind of thing. Let's see. Let's see if we can get that to focus on that. There we go. That's interesting. I'm not sure if I like that or not. I'm not keen on these colors. That's what it is. That color scheme is not my favorite, but okay, that's the first one. It's going to go down. And then we have this, which I think I had in the other one too. That one's interesting. I'm not sure exactly, but you like the new name? Oh, that's great. That makes me happy. And I know Cowboy Kenobi made a minifig of his new name. So there we go. We've got this, which looks kind of strange. This one is, it's almost as if, what is that? Let's zoom in even farther. I don't know what to think of this. I mean, the person looks sad, doesn't he? It's like I've been attacked. Help me. It's almost like that minifig is not happy. So I would say this one is not one of my favorites. But so anyway, there's our little dude with the keytar on a high close-up. The detail on the keytar is amazing. I mean, that keytar is dope. I love the eye and the expression on the face of this little dude or thing. Let's see at the back of the torso. Yeah, the back of the torso has a nice print on it too. You didn't really check the tiles, you just looked for the pandas. Since there were none, I just threw them into the stash. Yeah, I only got one. I guess I could have looked, maybe played what is it, played roulette or something and see if I got a panda. But yeah, I was hoping for the snow, this was it not snow cone, the ice cream boy to go with the mermaid or the panda. Those were my top two. But this one's not too bad. I guess it would work well with the pirate because of the purple and the teal. The teal keytar works perfectly with the pirate. So yeah. So anyway, that's what we got. We got the little keytar dude or keytar thing, whatever it is. Okay. So now I just need to take some photos before tomorrow, and we are going to have that. And we got our little keytar dude. In fact, keytar dude's like chilling underneath the tree. Okay, let me go to full screen now. Okay, well, that was fun. Wow, that was 2 hours. That was longer than I expected. I think when I just start getting deep into a build, I don't know, I just lose sense of time. So I appreciate you hanging out with me during this time. Also, I have a strange announcement is that I was talking, I think, let's see, what's today? Today's Saturday. So Thursday, I was talking to a few people about Japan and how going to Japan is something that I haven't done in a long time. Actually, it might have been earlier in the week because I know Hooded One was in that conversation, Debo and Cornado, a few. You got the red panda for $5.70. They're only like 70 cents more on Bricklink now if you want specific ones. Oh, okay. So maybe that's what I need to do is if I want the snow cone boy and the red panda, I should just order them. Okay, well, that's a good tip. Thank you. So I was talking about haven't been to Japan in a long time, and we were joking about like a road trip with Hooded One, because Hooded One is going for a trip for photographers, but they're going to the southern part of Japan. So my mom calls me Friday. So yesterday, I get a call from my mom, and she goes, "You know what? I'm thinking about planning a family trip to Japan. What do you think?" It was so eerie. It was the eeriest thing because we were just talking about going to Japan and how I would really like to go back. And we're going to be going in September of 2022. So I'm going to miss the Nebuta Festival, so I'm a little bummed about that. She says she's going to look for that photo of me in the yukata, which is the ceremonial robes. And she did mention that in that picture I'm wearing the yukata hat as well when I was in the parade. And that was a long time ago, but it made an impression. And that's why parades to me are kind of boring over here because the yukata and just the way the floats are lit up from the inside, how they spin in the middle of the streets, and yeah, it's fun. So someday I may go back and be able to see the Nebuta Festival, but I'm just thrilled that. And so now I've been learning German for the last couple weeks after joining that German lug, but now I'm going to have to learn some Japanese. But now I have a year and a half to think about that. Hopefully by 2022, all of this pandemic thing will be over. We'll be back to somewhat of a normal life, maybe. But I'm just grateful that, here it is. It goes back to the power of intention. And I mentioned this about my dog, Logan, that if you will it and you think about it and you set the intention, it's going to happen. So I'm stoked about that. I am stoked about this whole pandemic being over because I've been talking with a few people about it, and it is inconvenient for us having to wear masks and having to order things online and not being able to go to restaurants and what have you. But kind of on the bright side, I mean, we've saved a lot of money, at least I have, not going out for restaurants as much as I used to, and being a little bit healthier, cooking more at home. And I think too that it's made me appreciate my life even more. So when this pandemic is over, I know I'm going to be making a lot of, really intentional things to make my life better. So I'm excited about it. I know it's a bummer that we're going through this right now, but I'm actually really hopeful. I think things are going to be really good. Awesome. Vacation to the motherland. I could use one of those too. Do you know whereabouts your family's from, Cowboy Cornado? I think you mentioned you're from Norway, right? Or your family's from Norway? Because I should connect you with Harold, who is one of the members in Sortlug. I don't know if you stayed long enough when Harold was there, but Harold is in Trondheim, Norway, and he owns a Lego store. So you two should talk. and and he's actually invited us as far as Sortlug to go to. He has an annual conference too. It's only about 100 builders who go, but yeah, I think that would be fun for you. I've been to Finland, but I have never been to Norway, Sweden, Denmark. In fact, that's one of the things that I've got now on my list is that originally I was just going to go to Denmark, Skaerbeek, that was it. And now that I've been, in chatting with all these people, that I'm thinking that I want to go to Germany because now I'm a member of this German lug that I'm starting to make friends there. And then so Germany and go to Denmark and then maybe even head up and visit my friend in Helsinki, Finland, Tore. And yeah, she and I have talked about Moomin a lot. I love that cartoon, Moomin from Finland, and very heartwarming and just great. And yeah, I mean, being able to see that whole area would be fun, and hanging out with Harold. And it's nice when you know people in the country, because then you don't feel like just a tourist, that you actually feel like you can find some of the behind the scenes places. Yeah, they're all still there. As far as your family, oh, that's awesome. You have family. You have family in Trondheim? Seriously? Oh, okay. You know what you should do? If you have family in Trondheim, you should talk with Harold, because Harold lives in Trondheim. Harold is part of Sortlug. And Harold had mentioned to us when his convention is going to be, and he holds it every year. So you should dovetail your Lego, meet with him. If you're into skydiving, he's a skydiving instructor. So you could also do skydiving in Norway. I mean, that would be amazing. So a trip like that sounds awesome. So yeah, so my parents want to go to Japan in September. But the problem is that's also when Skaerbeek is taking place. But I don't know if I would be able to take this much time away. But it would be cool to go to Japan to visit my motherland. Then go to Skaerbeek and visit with all the Skaerbeek Lego people. Kind of hit some of the European cities and hit, the go to so Skaerbeek, and then go to Germany probably, or no, I probably should go north. Go to Trondheim and visit with Harold. I'll have to look up when Harold's thing is. Actually, let me see if I can find it. I don't know, the internet is such an interesting place, because I can't remember the acronyms, but I can maybe find it from him. Trondheim Conference 2021. I think he just announced it, but I think it's in May. I think it's happening pretty soon. Let's see what they're doing. Yeah, I think on Sortlug he was talking about how the surrounding areas of Trondheim are getting hit really hard with COVID, but Trondheim itself is fine. But Harold Kavandi, yep, there he is. It's of course it's all in Norwegian. I don't know it. Oh, okay. I don't know. Can you speak or can you read Norwegian, Cowboy Cornado? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think, like I said, I'm looking at some of these. I will find out from Harold when his convention is, because that would be an awesome thing to do. That would be dope, yo. That would be totally dope. Yeah. Wow, you have family all around Norway. And have you been before, or would this be your first trip? Because definitely, I think you have a whole new appreciation for your culture when you go back to the motherland. And I know I've done that now. I've been to Japan multiple times. I've been to China now once. And now that I've been invited and adopted into New Zealand, I've been to New Zealand a couple times. But yeah, you should totally do that. You should bring your daughter and get her, to know the different areas. Uh oh, did I miss something in here? I was looking at the. Okay, there's a little explanation booklet. Okay, anyway, wow. Yeah, they're probably not going to allow international travel still by then. Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking, well, let's see, if we all get vaccinated this year, because the vaccines are rolling out now, I'm waiting for the one, Novavax, because that one actually has the full spike protein. Been there, done that. Okay. When is the best time to visit Norway? I'm just curious because, like I said, I've been to Helsinki, but only as through the airport as a layover. But and like I said, my friend lives there in Helsinki, so I know I could hang out with her in Helsinki. But when is the best time to go visit Norway? Norway, Sweden, Stockholm would be amazing to go visit. Stockholm and Trondheim. I'll have to talk to Harold too, because it would be cool to dovetail like a whole trip around Lego events. You go to the Lego house. You go to, I could go to Germany, hang out with the Thousand China people. Go to Norway, hang out with Harold and anybody else who wants to meet with me while I'm over there. That would be dope, yo. Wow, that sounds like fun. Yeah, we'll have to talk more offline about that. I'm curious about, what it's like over there. Well, you can't really visit in the winter, so summer for sure. Okay. Does it get hot and humid in the summer as well? Or is it pretty comfortable? Because I know in the summer in Japan, it's just god awful with, the humidity and everything. But yeah, we will chat. We will definitely chat. So, anyway, well, thank you for hanging out with me. It's been exactly 2 hours now, 2 hours and 3 minutes that I've been streaming. Sorry I started late, but my other meeting went over. But I have this new sculpture, and I have this kind of funny looking, bug like bandmate to add to my collection. The pirate is still my favorite. So if you are thinking about getting one, I would say buy the pirate. I don't think you'll regret the pirate. I'm not sure if I would go back and buy the snow cone mermaid though. 75 frames per second? What? Tops. Number 75 tops. Okay. I'm not sure. Oh, there goes my drunk camera person again. It's like, see if it's going to focus in and focus out. I keep forgetting that I need to switch this out. I had to use the drunk cameraman for my Zoom meeting because the frame size, the 16 by 9, works for this. My other camera, I think, does a 1280 by 720 for some reason, but it has better, I think, quality on that one. But anyway, I'm rambling now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Really appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll be hanging out tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow at 1 o'clock is when Debo and I will be going through the review of these different sculptures and things. You asked if it got hot in Norway. Oh, okay. Thank you. 75 tops. That's not bad. 75 in the summer? That sounds like a good trip. Yeah, I've never been to Norway, Sweden. Like I said, I've only been in transit in Helsinki. And then now that I know Harold over there, and I can drop in on your family when I'm over there. It's like, I know, Cornado. But I think it's interesting just talking about, the places that we're all from. and I'm really excited about going to Japan in September of 2022. That's going to be amazing. So yeah, let's see. But you were there in June or July, and it never got over 80 for sure. Oh wow, that sounds like a great summer trip. Yeah, you and I need to chat more. That sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. So, okay. Well, anyway, good night. Thank you. Take care. I'm sure that we'll probably see you tomorrow. So, tomorrow I will be streaming with Debo at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about the rebrick challenge. I think probably my bug was the most successful of my rebricks. I think my little bug and my frog and my four-leaf clover, and now I have this kind of abstract sculpture that I have in my collection. Anyway, so yeah, that's going to be fun. And then I'm going to be back on Twitch at 9 o'clock p.m. finishing or continuing with the Destiny's Bounty. And somebody had mentioned to me that the Destiny's Bounty is sold out. You can't get it online, and that it's hard to find in the stores. So I was lucky to get it. So I'm excited about continuing that. So that's going to be tomorrow night. Tomorrow midday, I'll be back here on YouTube with Debo, and then back on Twitch, 9 o'clock. Because that's what we do. That's how we roll on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. So anyway, take care, Cornado. Take care, Brick Mandalorian Mosaic Arts. And I think there was somebody else who was logged in earlier. So anyway, thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon. Take care. Have fun. Enjoy. I know it's, Saturday? So we still have one more day for the weekend. And that'll be fun. So take care. Bye.